All right, good morning, geometry guys. It's Mr. Jeffries. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, hit the bell. Now, why are you trying to wave at the TV? That is a camera, but it's not set up for this. Can't wait to send this video out to parents and say, hey, by the way, this was your kid in the first 2 seconds. All right, so today we're actually starting our real, last week was a lot of understanding what basic things are in geometry, so we're going to be going into, using it today. So, measuring segments. So when we drop the little line across the letters, we're actually meaning length. All your length should be positive. Okay? All your length should be positive. So if we go like this, we need to find the distance between E to F. So 1, 2, and 3. All right. The next one, A to B. 1, 2, 3. A to E. Well, this is 3, so we're going to keep going. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. To C to E, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. So this would be 5. And C to F. Well, C to E is 11. Nope. Let's see. Right? Nope, that's 5. That's 5 plus 1, 2, 3. So this would be 8. Now, when segments with equal length are called congruent segments. Now, congruent actually has its own symbol. It looks like this. It looks like an equal sign with a little squiggle on top. Okay? Now, congruent means this. It's the same size. Same shape. All right? Now, we're starting to get into a lot of the stuff that we'll do all year long in geometry. Geometry, you're either going to add things equal to something or you're going to set them equal to each other. And, come May, I said, hey, did I lie? They're like, no. Okay. So, all right. Is everybody good right here? Anybody need more time? All right. So, now, when 2 segments are congruent, we can write a congruent statement. Okay, saying that this object is congruent to this object. Okay. Now, stuff that we looked at the end of the handout that we did on Friday. Some of y'all thought it was pretty, simplistic, which is good. Okay, this started the segment addition postulate. Okay? And a postulate is just a fancy way to say rule. All right, it's kind of like people that try to speak in Elizabethan English all the time. There's a family on the TikTok, it cracks me up. And it says, didst thou remove the rubbish from our dwelling? Other than, did you take the trash out? Okay? So, now, so don't get caught up in what a postulate means. Just know that it's a fancy way to say rule. Now, our congruent statements, the first thing we have to say is that AB is equal to CD in length. Okay, we have to say that first. That's coming up for something that is later on in the next month or so. All right, then we can say that they're congruent. I know some of y'all will be like, well, why can't you do this? You have to do one thing, then another. Okay, it's a step-by-step process. All right. So, The way that you would say two line segments are congruent is you use this little hash line right here. Now, weird thing about geometry, they may not look like they're the same size and same shape or equal or anything, but if they're marked that way, then they are. All right, that's just it. So, like, if we look at these two, this ST, this one looks a little bit longer than the one on top. But since they're marked that they're equal, they're equal. Okay, so you have to read what it's given. All right, is everybody good here? Anybody need more time? Yes? No? Awesome. You need more time? Okay. That's fine. Again, your first test is next Tuesday. We will probably review Friday and then Monday of next week. I'm not going to, I mean, if they want to keep trying to wave to a camera that's not working, that's fine. Apparently they're trying to feed some type of low self-esteem where they got to get attention, like somebody that might be hitting themselves in the throat all the time. Now,
it wasn't that funny, guys. The one that's going on.
So, now, find the length indicated. So, going to kind of explain this a little bit. Might not need to, but oh well. When it has these little lines right here, this is saying this whole length right here is 10. So if this whole length is 10 and this little part right here is 1, what is this? 9. Okay. Now, I'm going to pause the recording and you're going to work on the rest of these through 8. Alright, so number 2. Whole thing is 13. This is 1. We're missing 12. Number 3. It's 32. This is 20. This would be. Whole thing is 30. This is 14. All right. Some of these marks out the way. Now, this one changes up just a little bit. We're looking for KL. This right here. So this whole thing is 26. All right. So we're going to subtract 9 plus 11. Okay. So this should be what? 6. Now, a couple of things. When I'm writing stuff out like this, I'm actually writing it out how you would type it into your calculator. All right. Also, secondly, you'll notice that I use arrows a lot. Okay. Arrow in math actually means then. It's easier to do that than having 50,000 equal signs. Okay. So, this time we're looking for this whole thing right here. All right, what do we need to find first before we find HJ? HI. Okay, now if this is 7, this is 2, HI has to be 5. So HJ would be 5 plus 12, which is 17. All right. So when we look at the back here, all right. Let's see. We're looking for here to here. All right. So we're missing this part right here. That's kind of what we need. All right. So, but we know from this to this, from this section right here, that's 30, And all that's 49, right? So we should be able to say that ED is 49 minus 30, which is 19. And then EC is 19 plus 16, which is 35, which is so much funnier than 34. All right, now we're looking for IK, so here to here. All right, kind of the same process. We need to find IJ. Well, we can do that by saying 49 minus 31 is 18. So IK would be 18 plus 12, which is 30. All right. Now, how many of y'all got caught trying to solve, like you tried to find this and you tried to find that? Okay, I did too. I found it and then realized I didn't need it. Okay? It happens. You're human. I don't teach robots. Now, now we're getting into the fun stuff. All right. As I stated earlier, a lot of your problems, you're going to add something to equal something, or you're going to set them equal to each other. All right. This whole segment is 23. This first segment right here is this. And the next segment is this. And the next segment is this. Okay? Now, as far as the main thing today, the main takeaway I want you to be able to do with these two types of problems, like we have here and like we have next, is being able to set them up. Okay? Now, so we're going to scroll down. We're actually going to set up this next one. We're not going to solve that just yet. Y'all are going to do it on your own here in a bit. All right. So let's set up this one. Well, this whole thing is 4x minus 29. And it segments, well, 13 plus 6 plus 2x minus 18. Now, some of you may remember how to solve these. That's awesome. Some of y'all probably have no clue whatsoever. So good thing you're in groups so y'all can kind of talk it out. All right. So I'm going to give you some time to work on these two problems, and then we're going to go over them. And all right, so saw a lot of good things when I was walking around. Saw a lot of not so great things when I was walking around. All right. First thing I do, and it doesn't matter who I teach, is I do something like this because it helps me organize. I saw this on some people's papers. What's on one side, what's on the other. So we're combining like terms. What's understood to be in front of this x? A 1. All right. So imagine you started dating somebody like last week, and all of a sudden you broke up before Friday, and you found somebody else. You started dating them at the tractor pull, and you broke up. And then Saturday you found somebody else at the tractor pull, you broke up. How many x's do you have for that first week? 3. Now dealing with our constants. If you need to, you can pull these out. All right, type it all in your calculator. What should you get right here? Negative 16. Okay, now, so now it gets a little bit easier. All right, we got to get rid of this minus 16. So what's the opposite? So now we have 3x equals 39. Okay, now, how do we get rid of that 3 right there? Divide, because when it's side by side, I must divide. Okay, so we divide both sides by 3, and we should get x equals 13. All right, that tells us what our x equals. Does that answer the whole problem? No. Okay. I need to know what n m is. Okay. Well, that's written as x minus 6. So if I plug this in, I know some people are like, why'd you have to write it out? I wrote it out so everybody knows. So, 7. Okay, now, you'll probably see on your practice problems tomorrow, you'll have a spot to put x and any other missing things like this. Okay, now, what about LK? Well, that's 2x minus oh, what the heck was that? 2x minus 19. All right. So if you type it in the calculator like that, you should get 26. 26 minus 19 is 7. Now, are all answers going to be 7? No, it just kind of worked out for this one. Okay. Now, if you're not as brushed up as some others on solving equations, no big whoop. Know how to set it up first. Okay. All right. Anybody like totally lost? Now, again, what's the main concept that I want y'all to get today? Setting it up. You have to know how to set it up before you can solve it. Okay? Now, are these problems probably a little bit more intensive than you probably thought they would be for a first aid one? Yeah, but you know, that's why we have tomorrow. All right, so this is how this one was set up. All right, so now let's look here. Do I have any other x terms on the left-hand side? No. So 2x is just here by itself. Now here's my constants. Well, 13 plus 6 is 19. Minus 18 is 1. All right, now we've cleaned that up. Now we can worry about the right-hand side. Are they like terms or different teams or what? Different teams, yeah. That's how, in my mind, that's how I understand unlike terms, if they're on different teams. Because different teams have different uniforms. Okay? All right, now, this is probably, on my steps, maybe different from yours. Just hold tight, but we should get the same answer. Okay, I'm going to go over the steps that I want y'all to do. I want y'all to be able to solve everything where you move all the variables to the left-hand side. So if this is understood to be a plus 4x, I would subtract 4x. Now, again, if you didn't do it exactly like me, kind of hold tight and see if you get the same thing. Because technically there's 4 different ways to start to do a step right here. I really wish. There we go. All right. Now I need to move that over. This one over. This one. So negative 2x equals negative 30. Side by side, I must divide. All right. So x equals 15. Okay, now, even if you didn't do it the same way I did, exactly the same way. You should have ended up with the same answer if you followed the rules of equations. Okay? All right. Now, I need to find UV. Well, this is 2x minus 18. This is 15. All right. So 2 times 15 is 30 minus 18 is 12. All right. And this whole big thing here, this is SV. So 4x minus 29. All right. 4 times 15 is 60. Minus 29 is 31. Okay? So, again, setting it up is the main thing. We're going to get more practice. This is just day one. Okay? Because you'll see on your practice stuff tomorrow, the main thing is setting it up. Okay? Probably we'll have maybe some less steps with some of this stuff tomorrow. I don't know. It just depends on how mean I feel at the end of the day when I'm making a handout. All right. So, don't get hit like and subscribe with the bell. Y'all know that's a joke, right? With the like and subscribe with the bell, because that's all I see when I watch like all the other things. They're like, hey, do me, hit that like button, blah blah blah. Yeah. Do you really think I'm like I have 40-something subscribers? That's that's the running joke. Even when I taught at James Clemens, who has over 2,000 students there, the most I ever had was 150. Okay, it's a joke. I just think it's hilarious. Who wants to subscribe to a math channel? Okay, I don't even look. I love watching the Fat Electrician's history videos, but I don't subscribe to him. So, all right. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the bell. Good stuff, good things. Real time.